Hey guys, welcome back to the Wall Street Bull. Anthony here. I hope you're all doing well and staying positive out there. It is never a dull moment in crypto. That is why I love doing daily market updates. Now, today in particular, there is a lot to talk about. Ripple winning the lawsuit and the SEC losing at summary judgment, which is really interesting. Obviously, you've got Craig Wright coming out today, the so-called Bitcoin creator, absolutely hating on Ripple and the CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, which is full on. There's obviously all the collapse with Silvergate now going into liquidation, or I should say administration as well. There are also updates in relation to the Alliance airdrop, which did happen today as well, so I did receive those. We've obviously got a lot happening with Mt. Gox because, the whole release of Bitcoin right there, and you've also got the US government now transferring $1 billion worth of Bitcoin to Coinbase today, which is crazy. Shiba Inu to talk about. There's a whole range of stuff to get through, so let's get straight into it. Massive shout out and thank you to every single one of you who have subscribed to the channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. If you are new to the channel, make sure you smash the subscribe button down there and turn on that little bell notification as well, because as you can see right here, I love documenting my journey with investing, with cryptos, dividend stocks, growth stocks, talking about passive income, building financial freedom, and of course, my goal at the end of the day is to build generational wealth. So come along this incredible journey. Things are getting wild in this space. Also, if you can give this video a thumbs up, watch it straight through, it would really help me push this channel out to a lot more people, because the YouTube algorithm absolutely loves when you find ladies and gentlemen do that. Give it a good old thumbs up. Doesn't cost you anything. It's down there. Thank you very much. You guys rock. Also, little disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. Please do your own research and due diligence with this stuff. I do not want to see anyone get financially hurt. That is why my number one golden rule is I only invest what I can afford to lose. And yes, we don't like to lose. You can lose money like that in the blink of an eye in crypto. So please be careful out there. Do your own research and due diligence. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Also, again, I just want to point out that everyone should be invested into a crypto cold storage wallet. It could be a Trezor, an Alipol, a Ledger, whatever else you've got going there. And if you can't afford any of those, please use Trust Wallet. I've used it. I think it's fine. And again, I've had no issues with it. I have been hacked with MetaMask because I had malware on my PC at the time and I was logged into Olympus DAO. Piece of malware got into the computer and bang, cleaned out my MetaMask. So again, I do not use my MetaMask at all. So that is pretty much it for the formalities, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's go to the community tab. And again, we've got, this is crazy. This just came across not long ago, but half an hour ago before filming. But the US government has transferred a significant amount of the flagship cryptocurrency Bitcoin to NASDAQ-listed crypto trading platform Coinbase. According to the data, the cryptocurrency blockchain, it's basically 49,000 Bitcoin worth $1 billion from wallets related to seizures of the now defunct darknet marketplace Silk Road. Absolutely crazy. We've got Silvergate Capital now to shut down operations and liquidate the bank. Again, another one bites the dust as a result of Sam Bankman-Fried and the collapse of, obviously, FTX, which is just massive. It's just crazy to see the amount of damage he's done to the crypto market. It's one person. Unbelievable. I don't even know whether I believe it's just him. I think it was, a whole range of people behind the scenes. Maybe Gary Gensler. I don't know. Anyway, these were the altcoins up in my portfolio. We had T-Fuel. XRP is like breaking out from the rest of the market, which is nice, which was up today. We've got Ubix Network, Shiba Inu, and XLM, which seems to me that does move with XRP. So again, keep an eye on XLM because these two seem to move the same time, which is really strange. I don't know. I've noticed this a few times. But anyway, let's go to Coinspot. This is where I buy my cryptos in Australia. There is a referral link below. Please feel free to use that. You will get $10 in Bitcoin right there. And of course, with any of this stuff, do your own research and due diligence. Now, obviously, all the prices you see here are in Australian dollars. And everything else is set to USD because I'm catering for everybody around the world and my Aussie fans. Now, you've got Bitcoin sitting at 33,000 Australian dollars today, down 1.42%. Ethereum's at $2,389, down 1.21%. Now, again, I see this as a buying opportunity. I'm about to, after filming this, I'm going to start up, some new bots in the Patreon. So that is linked below. Again, because these bots tend to actually work really well when the market is very volatile. Basically, when they're down, buying low, selling high. So again, I'm going to put them up in the Patreon tonight or just after this video. You've got XRP sitting at 60 cents, up nearly 4% today. That is really nice. Decoupling from the market, I should say. Again, you know, any more positive news from this lawsuit? Summary judgment is due any day now. It could be, you know, Friday. Usually I notice that news announcements come out of the United States. And of course, it could be maybe towards the end of this month, which is basically what James K. Filan, or Filan, however you pronounce it, basically predicted last year that the end of March. So we'll stick with that one. You got 88.49 cents, Doge 11 cents, Matic at $1.64, Solana's at $28, down 6%. So again, that could be a good entry point. I'm just saying. Polkadot's $8, which is nice. Link's at $10.28. You've got XLM again in the green, which is nice. 12 cents, very undervalued. Hedera at 9 cents as well, doing quite nicely in terms of partnerships, building the project, the utility of it, Hashgraph technology. It is working with one of Australia's big banks as well, which is nice in my opinion. You've got VeChain still being boring as anything for a very long time at 3 cents right now. ICP at $7, which again, I might buy some more of that. Quant is at a buy level for me right now, $182. So again, that has hit my buy target, which is nice. So I will dollar cost average into that finally. 180, which is good. Axie's at $12, which is nice. I mean, there's buying opportunities everywhere. Chili's at 17 cents. Now, my bot in here looking at my other screen is still up 229%, even though the market is down at the moment, which is nice. You've got Neo at $16. Moving down some other favorites, you've got AGIX, which I do have a bot set up with that one as well, 57 cents. Casper at 5 cents and XDC at 4 cents as well. And I don't even know why the hell they have FTX token still up there. I don't even know why. It's just there. It's annoying. Go away. I'm not interested. Anyway, let's go to Crypto Bubbles. And yes, I do have the Wall Street Bull Patreon linked below in the description and in the comments. I pinned them in there to stop all the scammers, basically putting a warning up in the in those comments. So please be careful. I try to get rid of all the scam comments. It's crazy. But Wall Street Bull University, again, I put up all my buys, my sells, my trades, my crypto trading bots, all the news before I go live, recording the videos, and of course my dividend investments, which do provide passive income, which is really nice. So again, very bullish community that I'm building, and I love talking with everyone in there directly in the comments and in the private messages as well. And I prefer Patreon as well and this group that I'm building here because it's much better than Discord. At least I can talk to people and communicate with people, whereas Discord, you have like 10,000 people asking questions. It's mental. Anyway, let's go to Crypto Bubbles. Join the Patreon down link below. Now, again, it's a sea of red. The only ones in the green, of course, we have Bone, which, again, Shiba Inu, the whole Shibarium, layer 2 is being obviously beta tested at the moment. 3.8% as well. $1.73 at the moment USD. Still up 2.7 on the week and 214% on the year. Not that it's been that long. We're in March at the moment, which is wild. But I'm still holding my Shiba Inu. We'll see where that one goes. And, of course, XRP, which is nice. 3.5% on the day, 2.8 on the week. And, again, 38 cents. And I keep saying this every day at the moment because it just blows your mind. Go back and look at the history, of Ethereum back, 6 years ago or even 5 years ago. It's still, a couple of $100 even. But I remember this 6 years ago on the charts and coin market cap being 97 cents. Absolutely wild. Now, again, you've got Toncoin up 6.8%, and that is pretty much it in terms of the gainers. There are still ones, obviously, that I'm very interested in dollar cost averaging, which I do anyway. But Shiba Inu, 2.8% on the day. Still nice to see this going in the greens. And this is purely just for a making money perspective. It's nothing else. Again, I got into Shiba Inu when it was a lot lower, and basically have seen some pretty crazy returns with this. So I'm still holding on to that. Now, obviously, moving on to the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit. And again, it's very, there's a lot happening with this, and very soon we could see summary judgment. But bullish article right here. But the SEC will lose its summary judgment due to its case theory, says pro-Ripple lawyer. And Johnny Deaton, the legend, by the way, for the XRP community, I'm just saying, believes that the Ripple will bag a win against the SEC and US SEC right now, even as the years-long securities battle draws closer to an end. Speaking during an interview on Fox Business with Charles Gasparino, which, Charles, I don't know, man, if you like your besties with the SEC, I don't know. I just watched an interview just before, and just recapping it from yesterday, but he says some pretty full-on stuff in there. We'll get into that in a second. But he's basically saying, Deaton noted the SEC was highly likely to lose, stating its case against Ripple was filed with inconsistencies, which is the truth. I think the SEC is going to lose, but that doesn't mean Ripple's not going to get an outright win either. But I think the SEC is going to lose that summary judgment because of the theory that they went with right here, Deaton said. Normally, when you go after a promoter, you say, well, on this particular day, you made an unregistered securities offering or sell, and that particular transaction was a security investment contract. And now they're saying that all the sales of XRP, the token itself, is a security, and that's the problem he added. And again, he represents 75,000 XRP holders, in the United States and around the world. But look at this. Further noted that the unlikely event that Ripple loses the judgment would have far-reaching effects on other cryptocurrencies in the entire market. But according to him, a win by the SEC would also shake up the crypto exchanges such as Coinbase and Binance, and it could mean that they all brokered unregistered securities, which would be massive. And the victory we got was that there was an expert in the SEC was offering who was going to testify as what an XRP holders thought in their head when they purchased XRP. Of course, he never interviewed one single XRP holder in his entire career, and he received a $3 million contract from the SEC to serve as a witness. So the judge excluded that part of the testimony right here, that he's not going to be allowed, which is interesting right here. But again, I think that's a massive win for Ripple. And of course, you've got fake Satoshi. Craig Wright takes another jab at Ripple. And he's an Australian, I don't know where he is in Australia, but anyway, moving on. But the computer scientist Craig Wright, claiming to be a creator of Bitcoin, has gone on another public rampage against Ripple XRP and the company's CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, whom Wright labeled as a criminal. The reason for such scandalous statement from the fake Satoshi was Garlinghouse's recent comments that the SEC's way of regulating through enforcement could hurt the crypto industry in the United States. And this is not the first such attack on Ripple and XRP directly, which he previously called the most worthless pump and dump scheme right now for XRP, which is crazy. And at the same time, fake Toshi right here, as Wright has been nicknamed in the crypto space, has further promised to provide an academic analysis of XRP in 2023, which he says will show just how dishonest the system is. I don't think so. They provide, reports every single quarter on this, or, one of the only crypto projects to do that. Anyway, shush, Mr. Craig Wright. Now, CFTC chair says Ethereum is a commodity despite Gensler's Bitcoin-only position. Again, these two regulators are going to be battling it out for this space for sure. But the chairman of the Commodities Futures Trading Commission has taken a firm stance against the Security Exchange Commission's subtle power creep over digital asset market. Rostin Benham right here told the Senate Agriculture Committee on Wednesday that Ethereum, the second largest crypto next to Bitcoin, is a commodity. It has been listed on the CFTC exchanges for quite some time, and for that reason, said Benham, who argued that this creates a direct jurisdictional hook for the agency to police both Ethereum's derivatives market and the underlying market. His opinion appears to be directly contradict that the SEC chairman Gary Gensler, who argued last month everything other than Bitcoin falls under securities laws. While not naming any names, the chairman has hinted many times that this would include Ethereum, especially after the network transition to proof-of-stake consensus mechanism. Unbelievable. Honestly, I prefer the CFTC to regulate crypto than Gary Gensler and his goon squad. Anyway, Silvergate has finally gone into liquidation and wind down its operations. I saw this on Bloomberg earlier this morning in CNBC when I was having my coffee. But Silvergate Corporation said it will wind down operations and voluntarily liquidate Silvergate Bank in accordance with the applicable regulatory processes, which is not good. Because again, another one bites the dust as a result of Sam Bankman-Fried's ridiculous behavior and his fraudulent activities, which is horrible. But in light of recent industry and regulatory developments, Silvergate believes that an orderly wind down of the bank operations and voluntary liquidation of the bank is the best path forward right here. The firm said in the Securities and Exchange Commission filing, the bank's wind down and liquidation plan includes full repayment of all deposits, which is good, I guess. The company is also considering how best to resolve claims and preserve the residual value of its assets, including the proprietary technology and tax assets. So again, Another one has bitten the dust right here. Moving on, we have Chainlink sees a huge whale transaction signaling growing institutional interest in Link. And again, I've got this in my banking coins list, just saying. And if we have a quick read of this, in a stunning turn of events, Chainlink recently witnessed 3 massive whale transactions that took place within 11 minutes during Friday's final hours, leading on-chain analytics platform Sentiment reporting transactions involving a whopping 11.6 million tokens, amounting to approximately $79.7 million in value, being moved to whale wallets, which is just huge. And I've been very bullish on Chainlink as well. I have got it in the portfolio, I'm just saying. And also, in regards to making these large amounts of money in crypto, you need to have big money, all right? It's just the way it is. So, I mean, $79 million, if that moves a few percent, you've made a few $100,000, haven't you? 10% is just crazy. $790,000 if it moves even like 10%, which is just, you know, the way of the game. You need big money. Anyway, moving on, JP Morgan right here. Sorry about all these pop-ups. JP Morgan is cutting ties with crypto exchange Gemini, which is interesting. So Coinbase said its banking relationship with JP Morgan remains intact. And it's very interesting to see that Coinbase and JP Morgan have teamed up. So we'll keep an eye on that one as well. And yes, the $1 billion seized by Silk Road, prompting liquidation fears. I've seen a few people messaging me about this, but on-chain analytics firms caught the US government shuffling funds around. And the wallet associated with seized Silk Road funds moved $1 billion in Bitcoin. The address moved 39,174 into 2 new wallets and 9,800 Bitcoin to a wallet reportedly belonging to Coinbase. The funds were originally seized from the Silk Road exploiter, James Zong, in November 2021, which is full on. And again, I'm not, you know, if this is anything to do with people's money, they should just return it. Anyway. Not that that's going to happen because, I mean, everyone loves the money in their hands and everyone's greedy. Now, moving on, obviously, we've got cryptometer.io, and then we're going to go to Twitter and watch some interviews here with, you know, some people in the United States. We've got Shiba Inu, XRP, which is nice, Matic, Axie. We have, ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin, of course, and Gala, which is nice, and Ethereum. But it's nice to see the coins I'm actually invested in right there in the net positive flows, which is good. Now, let's go to Twitter, and yes, I'm at the Wall Street Bull Oz. Go follow me on there, guys. I would really appreciate it. I do thank you very much for those 4,067 people and the 54,000 people on YouTube as well. You're very special. Now, I will be giving this away when I hit 100,000 subs on YouTube live. That is the bull ring right there, made of solid sterling silver. Why? Because we're very bullish. Now, you've got an interesting one here, but Mike Novogratz always seems to have information about what's going on with the regulators before we do. How does he know all about this? Remember when he predicted that the SEC would say Ethereum was a security? But now it's not just days before the Hinman speech. Have a listen to this.
Like we never said it'll burn through, and the faster.
And what about the fight between the CFTC and the SEC? Because that needs to get resolved for everybody, right?
Oh yeah, I think that's on hold for a while. They're both like, we never said that. You know, listen, they were both very, very close with Sam, and again, you know, a lot of people were, and a lot of people got snookered, but Sam was negotiating to pretty much have dominance of a cash exchange that the CFTC regulates. And, you know, the SEC was going to bless that as long as they got to do, you know, non-Bitcoin and Ether. And so there was this negotiation going on that was this close to getting done. And so I think they're both just trying to stay as far away from it as possible and to be as tough as they can right now.
Very interesting. Now, this is the interview that was yesterday or the day before with Johnny Deaton and Charles Gasparino on Fox Business. Have a listen to what Charles says, and he just really wanted to say this during this interview. Have a listen to this.
I think the SEC is going to win. And now they're saying that all sales of XRP, the token itself, is a security. That's the problem.
See, John, this is why all eyes are on this case. By the way, and why Twitter blows up every time you come on the show. Just to point out, guys.
I think the SEC is going to win. And I tell you, it's going to be a bad day for crypto.
Yeah, no wonder why he gets a lot of heat on Twitter for that. Just saying. Anyway, moving on, you've got a Fed chair right here, Jerome Powell, talking about CBDCs and payments. Have a listen to this, guys, and thank you, Jack the Ripper, for this one as well.
And you know, a CBDC, I think you're asking whether a CBDC would serve some of that, but a CBDC is going to be years in the evaluation, and you know, I think we can get this into the hands of the public very quickly, and I think we'll have real-time payments in this country very, very soon. And so that...
Now, one thing about this, I forgot to play the video yesterday on my channel, right? There is a video based in China that's come out, and I did miss this yesterday, and I should have played it, but it's scary. All right, I found it. Here it is, guys. Watch this. This is crazy for CBDCs. Look at this.
Have to be spent. For example, Fanusi says China's central bank could put an expiration date on the digital money, similar to how lottery winnings have to be spent before a certain date.
It means that the Chinese government could set up a whole lot of things to have your currency maybe valid or invalid based on its own priorities. This is almost like handing over the keys to your business or to your finance department in some ways, because you really can't control what at the end of the day may happen with the funds that you're holding.
That is effing scary, all right? And this is why I do not like CBDCs, because it's going to give governments and banks more control and put an expiration date on your funds that you have to spend it in a particular time, which is absolutely effed. Anyway, moving on, guys. We've got, obviously, Stuart Alderoti's opinion on this. In actual fact, I should go to this point because this is, another lawyer here. There's a lot of lawyers in relation to this Ripple lawsuit, but... I'm going to go through this quickly, but I finished reading Judge Torres' 57-page ruling on the admissibility of expert testimony in the SEC vs Ripple case. Now, I just want to point out as well, I'm going to scroll down here. Yes, go read it because it's going to take me a while to get through it. But bottom line is, in relation to this, these rulings were a net positive for Ripple and for XRP holders. Does this necessarily mean that Ripple will win the case on summary judgment? No. But I do think the rulings make a summary judgment win for the SEC unlikely. And again, I'm very bullish that the SEC is going to lose its summary judgment. I really do believe that. Based on all of this information coming out here, the judge is not taking any BS from the US regulator. Anyway, Bank of America is predicting that a slight US recession this year as well. Warns that interest rates won't fall until 2024. That'll be the same in Australia as well. And of course, we've got Bank of Canada mentioning XRP and XLM as stable coins for cross-border payments. And I just want to point out as well that they're not stable coins. Again, XRP went up to a price of $3.50. That wouldn't happen with a one-to-one backed stable coin. Now, let's go to CoinMarketCap, and we have a total market cap. We have dropped below $1 trillion, which again is for me a perfect buying opportunity. 999 billion. We've got $43 billion in trading volume. Again, this is perfect time to dollar cost average, not financial advice. 42% BTC and 18% Ethereum. And again, my portfolio gain is, of course, the number one is XRP. Straight up, that's very nice. And yes, the banking coin list I've got set up, and I believe everyone should have a list of some sort, whatever coins are invested in, to keep an eye on them. These ones right here are the ones that I'm very bullish on, of course, and we have XRP there up 3.42% on the day, which is nice. Decoupling from the market. Really, really nice to see that in the green. How good is that? Anyway, I'm done, guys. Make sure you join the Patreon, linked below. I'll be putting up some new trades after I film this video, and I'll be posting them in the Patreon, so join up. And obviously follow me on all social media platforms. Please check the usernames, because there's a lot of fake accounts, especially on TikTok. I think there's like 100 fake Wall Street Bull accounts stealing my content. Be careful. The link's below, all right? I'll speak to everyone tomorrow. Stay safe. Have a good night. Peace, bye.